Get started here. And I will just say good evening, good morning to everybody. I'm so glad to have you all here. I'm in my office. I'm not racing. I've finished ringette for the day, so I get to actually be fully present and not have any crazy background noise going on today. So thank you for being patient with last week. I loved, even though it was noisy, I got some really great messages in the evening, just how people were really slipping into theta state still and still able to go through the process and really got a lot out of that meditation. So I was really glad. That is a good question. I am going to be going through the holidays pretty much. I think on um, December 23rd is my Friday night webinar, so those will still be going strong. And actually, I don't think there's going to be a bunch of much interruption at all, even with my group classes. I'm going to be pretty much going strong. My husband's home and he's with the kids and stuff, so I'm planning on just kind of going through and still doing them. So hopefully that ends up working for everyone still. I know it's always a little bit quieter during the holidays. At least it was last year, just because it fell on a weekend, and we're kind of in the same state this year. So I am planning on being here. So it'll be business as usual during the holidays. And welcome, Angie. It's so awesome to see you. Thank you so much for coming tonight. So this is a really intense, crazy, cool full moon. I'm a Gemini, and of course, and I know a few of you are Geminis as well that are on here. Um, so it's extra connection time for us Geminis, definitely. But it also is a really neat time because the way our planets have sort of been in retrograde, we had like 7 planets in retrograde over the last year. It has been absolutely nuts. And so there's a few planets that have kind of sort of come direct again, like Neptune. Welcome, Sabrina. It's awesome to see you here. Thank you for joining. When Neptune went back direct again on December 3rd, it was kind of like a bit of like a wing expansion for empaths and for people that are sort of connected to source and connected to the planets and just sort of are on this journey. And Neptune is kind of like our intuition planet, our our medium type planet. So a lot of people had almost like an up leveling or an upgrade kind of happen when this planet decided to go forward again, because it allows us to really see our intuition and to really tap into it. So it was like powers were sort of heightened last week. So that was intense for people. But with this full moon in Gemini, what's also going on is you'll hear me say this is more of a feminine moon, feminine energy moon, more of a masculine energy moon. What happens with this one is they come together. So it's like you can have a foot in each world and be able to be balanced for a change. We're not super consumed by feminine energy where we're like exhausted and need that self care so badly, or we're not fully engulfed in action. It's like this balance kind of comes to fruition, which is a beautiful thing because I think we can all use a little bit more balance. And the other thing that's sort of gone on this year is with all these planets in retrograde and these huge energetic shifts of the earth and of the collective, it was some cosmic communicators are saying it's almost like this is the healing time for healers, for people that are out there to help others. It's this healing moment where our spiritual PTSD that may have kind of happened over the last year, because it happened so quick and it happened so intensely. I love that. There's been a lot of change happening for people. Um, I don't even think I said hi to Margie. Hello. This is awesome. So it's been, it was almost like people were kind of like spinning, and this spinning feeling is sort of shifting into a more, it's like that building up to labor, how I keep saying this is now the baby is born, and now this is like, it's time to be able to manifest so purely and so abundantly that it's going to just come easy. It's like the struggle can just, I just get goosebumps feeling it. The struggle is leaving. I've heard so much over the last year, like it's just a struggle. I'm just struggling with this. I'm just struggling with that. This is the enlightened time where these visions are coming through clearer. These messages are coming through clearer. There's not so much chaos around it. They're like really clear messages when we can settle our mind and we can take a few moments during a day to meditate, to just really listen to what the soul and what the superconscious field has been trying to kind of give us for so long. And it's interesting because with Gemini, it's like, it's the communicator, it's the words, the messages that are getting across, and we are cosmic messengers, and our words, our tongue is powerful. Our words are powerful. And for a lot of us, in the coaching profession especially, we're noticing that our, on the internet and on social media, we're just seeing this schmammering of people being out there, getting their throat chakras open, talking about, so many things, talking about what they're doing, and just they're finally moving forward with things. But being cosmic messengers, it's almost this clue of being discerning with our words, because we also have Mercury, or not Mercury, sorry, Mars in retrograde right now. I don't know. It happened at the end of October, like around just before Halloween, the 30th of October. Mercury went in, Mars, sorry, I keep saying Mercury, went into retrograde. And that Mercury retrograde's coming, if you can't tell. It's definitely on my mind. It's coming up soon. So we got to brace ourselves for that one again when all our electronics start to go wonky on us. But the really cool thing about Mars, it's right in, it's like conjunct to the moon is what they call it. And so when you look at the moon, you see this little bright star right beside, and it's kind of reddish in color. The moon is lighting it up so much that it doesn't even look red right now. But it being so close to the moon, and it being so powerful, and it being, right in, it's like really at the peak of its retrograde right now. It's like this exact week is actually at its peak. So what can happen is some of our words, evening Heather, welcome. Some of our words can get miscommunicated, or we really need to connect with our humanness. We need to understand that we are soul, we are human, and that we do need to talk. We need to be able to, communicate with people. We do need to be able to just kind of unload. Sometimes you almost need a really trusted friend or a really trusted source that you can go to in speaking those words, and really speaking our truth. Because if we get carried away in conversation, what happens when Mars is in retrograde like this is it can kind of make us feel really guilty after, or make us really regret the things that we're saying. And when we don't sort of intend to say so much, but we do, these feelings of beating ourselves up come back. And so it's very powerful in the planets right now. And this is definitely a pattern that we see in this week, even going into next week. So when we are posting, we are raising the collective energy. So being really discerning with what you're putting out there, not just kind of doing those sort of half-ass posts because they have to be out at a certain time, or just kind of throwing something out there just because you're pissed off about something, especially um, with this energy right now. There's a little bit of edginess and there's a little bit of fieriness and a little bit of frustration. So, because we're in this communicative energy right now, we tend to want to just like, blah, 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 just kind of shit on people or puke on people because it makes us feel better at the moment. But because of the energy, we feel really, really guilty after because it wasn't our truth. So take a moment, breathe. If you're having a situation come up with someone, an argument or a miscommunication, a misunderstanding, take a couple minutes to just kind of go inside, connect with your heart, connect with your soul, and just go, okay, what is this really all about? Because what's happening right now is it's like we thought this year, and we uncovered some serious layers of this onion. This has been a huge growth year. Yet here we are in this week and this week coming, where these layers that we thought had completely unpeeled and healed, there's layers underneath that now with this beautiful full moon light are like a mirror to shine in very directly to show us exactly what those things are that were holding us back, what those things are that may cause pain in the future, so that we can actually avoid that. We can go into learning from the feelings of joy and gratitude and those higher frequency feelings versus learning from the pain, learning from the agony of making these mistakes or winding up in situations that we are once again winding up in. And we're like, what the heck? How am I even here? This is happening for such a precise reason, because it is showing us this exact thing that we need to be able to shift in order to ascend to our true higher purpose, to our true higher selves that we are destined for, that we were born to live. And so in tonight's meditation, we're going to be really going into that. We're going to be doing a little bit of a manifestation, abundance type of meditation, in a really beautiful way to just kind of connect with these ethereal links that are all happening in all of this collective awakening that's happening on this sort of worldwide level. So it's almost like we need to be able to discover our soul and connect with our soul and our heart more than we're beating ourselves up, more than we are allowing ourselves to kind of feel like we're still not there. It's this time where when these things happen, we can actually use this mirrored, beautiful, intense light of the moon to be able to shine on those things that we either couldn't see very clearly before or maybe have never seen before, in a way that is going to just absolutely blow us away when we take these lessons for what they truly are and not spend that energy beating ourselves up for being in this test once again, but to actually really take these teachings from these lessons that are being shown to us, because it's in a kinder, gentler way. I always go by trauma scale, like a trauma, it could be like a 10 or it can be like a 1, where it's like, yeah, okay, that was a good lesson. Okay, universe, I understand. I get it. I am paying attention. I know that, there were certain things that I needed to kind of continue to shift or maybe even let go of. And this is the most important time and unique time where we can actually make these shifts again without beating ourselves up, without feeling bad, without keeping someone in our life that we know is not for our greatest, highest good. And, it's like, I know I just have to kind of make this decision. I know I kind of have to break up with this thing, with this habit, with this behavior, with this environment, with this person, whatever it might be. It's a very clear message right now to actually be able to let it go without the guilt, without the beating ourselves up, without the pain, to be allowing ourselves to actually heal, to allow ourselves to really move forward. And this is like the ultimate, what's coming in right now is it's time to let go and let God. I'm sure you guys have heard that so many times. But really, this is the easiest time to do it, because there's times where we know we need to let go of certain things. There's times we need to, it goes through our head, but we don't take that action. And this is really the most easiest time that we will have to be able to take that action. And it's also a really good time to be able to set boundaries. Boundaries are so huge. And as we're sort of culminating with this last moon of the last full moon of the year, and also the first full moon after these big eclipses and shifts that we had, this full moon is beyond powerful in allowing us to really sort of see those things that we didn't even know were underneath there, those things that kind of need to be uncovered. So if you have not had some craziness going on over the last week, I pray and hope and send all the good energy out there that these lessons are not hard, that may even come about this week. But no, going in knowing, and it's not a doom or gloom thing, it's really this enlightenment that will allow us to take the wisdom from what's going on right now and see it as it truly is, with all of the energies balanced, with the masculine feminine balanced. It's really going to show us what it is that we needed to ascend. And it'll be one of the easiest decisions, and the easiest on a trauma scale of like 1, to be able to show you, rather than being that 10 and being that really hard lesson. It's just like the last little remnants just kind of coming up to go, oh, in case you forgot, this used to be an issue, so let's not go back there again. And with this full moon, there's often times where it goes back to a certain time. This full moon goes back to about 6 years ago. And it being a 6 number, if you go into numerology, being a 6 year with the 222, it is a really beautiful one for change, but it's also a really, really intense, really clear message. So it's all about family healing, healing relationships. If you have been secretly or not so secretly wishing or wanting for new relationships to come about, this is the time that it's going to happen. So the more time that we spend in our higher frequencies, those frequencies of joy, of appreciation, we're going to be able to open ourselves up to all sorts of scenarios and situations that may have not even been available at one time. They're meant for us. It's just all in divine timing, and it's really neat. It's going to happen quickly. It's all of a sudden you'll just meet this person and you'll feel like you just can't be without them, or you'll have someone come back up from the past and you just don't even know how you survived without them being there. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So enjoy it. Some of it may last, some of it may not, but it's going to be a heck of a fun ride to enjoy. So just knowing that, keeping your eye out for those, if you see someone and you look at them and it's like, I feel like I've met them before, I feel like I've known them before, give yourself that opportunity to just actually go up and say hi. Allow your tongue to be your power. Allow yourself to have words with these people, to have communications with these people. And as long as you're speaking your truth, as long as you're speaking from your heart, there's almost no way to have those misunderstandings and have those sort of miscommunications happen. And again, if they do, really look at the truth in the matter, stand in your truth, set those boundaries. If you're always the one to kind of cave and make things better, perhaps this is the time to actually really stand in your truth and know your power. And this is where some of those boundaries and the boundary settings come up, because there's a lot of people that tend to just let those certain boundaries go. There's just certain things that we still kind of put up with. It doesn't need to happen anymore. It's like the power has come back, the light has turned on, and we no longer have to follow everyone else's rules. It's time to actually really follow your own rules and have enough of that self-love to be able to set those truly healing boundaries for yourself. If even if it's, the holidays coming up, we have so many things where it's like, oh, I don't think I can fit that in. If I go there, it's going to be, it's just not to say you should, get rid of everything you have going on, but if there's something in the, that voice, that intuition, that Neptune energy that's coming up to really show us the truth, and the soul's energy really coming in with our intuition, utilize that intuition instead of not even ignoring it, but perhaps ignoring ourselves and our own needs, and just really use that discernment for the things that you want to do, the things that it's like our time, our money, our energy, our emotions. If we're going to invest in something, make sure it's something that really is serving you, that's not something that you're doing just because you have to, or because it's really about doing those things that, even if it's staying home and taking care of yourself because you just know you don't want to stay up till 5 in the morning wrapping presents this year. You want to have that space. You want to, every year you kind of say, oh, I'm going to do this next Christmas because this is really what I want to do. Listen to that. A lot of times we have these plans or intentions. This year is really quite intense because the last few years, a lot of us have been locked up. So there's so many things going on. All the parties are back on. All the staff things are back on. All of the things are back on, like nothing ever happened. And for a lot of us, especially those of us who are very sensitive, it may be a little much. So we really need to kind of pay attention to that. Or if you really just feel like getting out with family, maybe it's time to start your own dinner or start your own tradition where you can actually be able to enjoy as much as you want, and do the things you really want. It's just the absolute perfect time for that. So, does anyone have any questions before I pop us into a beautiful meditation where we can really kind of get into our manifestation and our intuition, where we're really the change makers, we are the cosmic messengers. We are so able right now to affect so many people with our words, with our energy. A lot of people, I mean, holidays are hard too, because it can be the first one without people. It can just be really, really a tough time. It's not just easy and fun for everybody. And it seems like the world just goes round and life goes on. And for some, there's these huge holes. Oh, thanks, Samara. There can be these huge holes that we feel. And so maybe this is time to even just meditate a little bit on how you can still include these souls that are on another realm with us, because we know they are still with us in such a strong way. That's another thing you might be feeling. Dreams have been intense these last couple of weeks and will continue to be so into the next week. So pay attention to those dreams, and know that if you're dreaming about someone, or even if you're just thinking about someone, if they're popping into your head a lot, like, you're just thinking about grandma so much all of a sudden, or you're thinking about this person or that person, it's because they're with you. It's because you're feeling their energy. It's because they're truly trying to connect in a way. You might find your dimes on the ground or in pockets when there wasn't anything in there, or you might find some feathers or some interesting things just kind of in your field all of a sudden that you weren't expecting or can't even quite explain. And know too that the way we can affect the way that we can affect the collective, especially in a time like this when we're buying a lot of things, is, instead of supporting all those big box stores and Amazon and all that, maybe try shopping locally. Try, your markets. If you have a friend that sells something, maybe make a little basket of the things they sell. Or if you have a chance to go to a restaurant or have something catered, maybe, research a little bit, someone local that could be feeding their own families, and really, we make a difference. We make such a ripple with every single thing we do, whether it's something we buy, whether it's something we give someone, whether it's just a smile. Sometimes people just really need that smile, right? Sometimes people just really need that sale. Sometimes people just really need to know that other people are believing in them and supporting them. Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is definitely a different energy right now going on, and it is really intense. So this is where we do need to really set those boundaries for ourselves, and to be able to take a little break if we need, and take a few moments to be able to connect with our heart, to be able to kind of shift that. I felt that today, actually, this evening. It was just like, whew, um, I don't know if it was a weather shift, what it was that I was feeling going on. It was definitely intense, but it was kind of like, had to sort of almost do some meditation as I was driving home. Just I literally shifting my frequency, literally expanding and thinking about. I kind of do this sort of exercise in my head where I almost try and see where I'm at, like, how am I feeling right now, and how do I want to feel, and kind of go into. I like to just shoot for the moon and go for true appreciation. I go higher than gratitude. I like dial it up to like 700, and I think about that in my head, and just kind of do like a little bit of breathing into it. And self-love, yes, self-love is so important. And what that is, really, I love the fact that you brought that up, Sabrina. Self-love truly is being able to set those boundaries, to set those boundaries for ourselves, to say, you know what, I just need a freaking bath tonight. I just need to ground myself in some water. I find Sabrina's out where I am, and so it's the tundra, and it was like minus 30. And you traveled to, Sabrina, and what happens when we travel is we shift timelines, and we come back into the energy of before we left, and the energy in the house, the energy in the area. And so we're away, we have this totally different experience, and then it's like boom, all of a sudden you're just like back in this original timeline. So you're going to love this meditation tonight, because what we're going to do is we are going to step back into our original timeline, the timeline that we were born into, with our beautiful blueprint that the moon is just going to light up for us. It is just going to show us that, like the original blueprint plan, and just allow us to just slide right on into that and just absorb that energy. So I always like giving you guys some writing prompts on a full moon, some ritual type stuff to do. The best with a full moon, it's all about purging. It's all about our bodies are purging parasites. They're purging the things that we don't need in our cells. So on a cellular level, we're kind of purging too. So make sure you're getting enough water. I love drinking like my doTERRA lemon in my water right now, or citrus oils, just to kind of purify the system, alkalize the system a little bit. Is your pH off? Are your hormones a little wonky? This is the perfect time to kind of reset things. You can do some beautiful things like seed cycling changes. Now we get back into our seed cycling. We can kind of get back into just that sort of self-care. It's like a reset point where our body, even fasting goes really well right now. It's easier to fast in this week, so you want to just kind of do maybe a little intermittent fasting, and maybe you want to do a juice fast for a couple of days, just to really help your body to purge, as well as we've done this spiritual purge. Now we can kind of allow our bodies to join forces and do this body purge as well. So it's a beautiful way to do that. So in journaling, when you're writing, when you're doing a little bit of writing, I want you to think about the boundaries that you've set. And I want you to kind of go back into a couple boundaries this year that you decided to put up for yourself, that you just decided, you know what, not doing this anymore. The people pleasing isn't working. It was way too much. I needed to check that. Not that you had to completely get rid of anything or completely change anything, but what did you alter this year that really made a difference for you? And it was like, holy smokes, that actually led to this, led to that, led to this. You start drinking a little bit more water, you start eating not late at night, it affects everything else. It starts to affect your sleep. Your sleep is better. Your cells are healing. Like, it's just this snowball effect. So I want you to do a little journaling on this. Be proud of yourself for some of these boundaries that you've set, because it will only allow you to set more in a really healthy way. The other thing that you can do is write down some things that you're really just kind of ready to release. Some of the things are in our conscious mind. When we go into a little meditation, allow ourselves to connect to soul, allow our frequency to rise, allow our ego to shut off and our heart to take over, we're able to see some of these things that we really are just ready to let go of. And it may be running, it may be, it may be anything. Like, I had a person I coach that is just super intense with their exercise, and they're not getting where they want to go. And I did a little muscle testing, and I was like, you know what, I feel like yoga and the release of the inner stuff is going to be a lot more powerful than this forcing of everything, because they were actually hurting themselves, injuring themselves, they're getting shin splints, and they're still running. And it was just like, these are boundaries that we need to look at. What kind of pain is your body causing you? What may you be doing that has been causing more of that pain? It's time to learn from the joy and learn from the expansion, versus having to have these hard lessons from the pain, by setting these boundaries and really making a difference. And as I said, like I did on the way home today, what frequency are you in? I like thinking of a frequency mirror where you can actually look at, what frequency am I in right now? Am I low? Am I in grief? Am I in anger? Am I in frustration? Am I in, bewilderment? How am I feeling right now? But how do I want to feel? And just by writing our words, they come out in our pen and our hands as well as our tongue. Notice what we're saying. Notice what you're saying to people. Notice what you're texting with people. Notice what those sentences that you write in your email and you quickly hit delete. Notice what those words were that were coming out, so that you can actually really see them for what they are and know where they're coming from, so that they can be shifted just on a dime. Breathwork is so important. Being able to just literally take a few breaths, whether it's deep breaths, whatever feels good for you. You can't do it wrong, but shift that frequency. Allow yourself to be aware that you can shift it with just a thought. You can shift it with just a word. You can shift it with writing. You can shift it by shutting that ego mind, that incessant voice that's going in the background, and really connect to the heart, so that you can hear the intuition and the heart song that's trying to speak and sing to you, so that you can actually really ascend and move forward. This year, this moon, everything is just in full support of us doing this. So I'm going to have you guys get into meditative position, whatever that is comfortable for you, whether you want to lay down, whether you want to sit, however you find yourself being the most comfortable. And we're just going to get into...
Well, let's turn off floor lamp.
Oh, I'll just throw you on mute there, Miss Margie, so that I didn't realize. Thank you. Awesome. So, perfect timing. This is so good. I love this. So we're going to just imagine this beautiful full moon light above us, and we're going to just connect to it. We're going to feel it almost like it was a sun that's shining some warm light down on us. And I want us to just go to a beautiful place where we're imagining that we've escaped to a cabin somewhere deep in the woods, and all the people, there's people there. There's actually people there, but they're people that in our environment that we've thought of maybe in this last year, that we think our environment is huge for where our manifestations and our abundance is going. There's people that have been popping into your head. In fact, you've thought of them and you've seen a post come up on them all of a sudden, or they may even just call you out of the blue. These people that may not even be in your environment right now, but we're going to imagine that they're all there with us, all these people, just allowing the superconscious to bring in all these all these beautiful people that are just waiting to come into our lives. And when we create some space in this full moon, they're going to be able to. So let's take a nice deep breath. Let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth, and imagine that we are just connecting into our heart. And I want you to travel all the way down to your feet. If you're laying down, I want you to imagine that the part of your back that is laying on the ground is actually starting to sprout these beautiful, beautiful crystalline roots that are just traveling down to the earth. And if you're sitting with me, feel your feet on the ground. Ground yourself. Grounding is so important right now. When things are off, no matter what you're feeling, if you can take your feet and just put them on the ground and allow your toes, allow the balls of your feet, the edges of your feet in and out, your heels, roll them back and forth on the ground. Just connect them with the earth. Allow your feet to just be connecting into the earth and tapping in as they sprout these beautiful little roots growing down deep into the earth. And imagine Mother Gaia just allowing these beautiful crystalline energies, these gorgeous, I feel like this beautiful pink color coming through again, this pink color that kind of connected us to our chamber of the heart, this beautiful, safe and accepting color, this color of love and belonging and acceptance and peace and harmony. Allow this beautiful crystalline energy to start being drawn up through these roots into your feet, into the bottom of your body, into wherever is connecting with the earth, almost like a tingle. Feeling the vibrations, this high vibe energy from the earth, this healing energy coming up from the earth and just starting to fill our body all the way from the feet. Imagine it moving up through the tops of the feet, the bottoms, the ankles, almost like it's submersing every single cell and infusing every single cell with beautiful light energy. Just starting to get connected into the earth, just starting to take a few nice deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth as you start to feel yourself grounding into that mother's earth, that beautiful energy. Almost like a warm hug that's moving up your ankles and your legs. Imagine it circling around your calves, almost like smoke or plasma starting to infuse every cell, making them vibrate, making them move, making that energy start to just unlock through your legs, through your knees, through your thighs. Allowing that vibration, that energy to start moving up through your whole legs, almost like they're not even feeling like they're a part of your body anymore. They're just starting to vibrate, starting to almost glow with this beautiful pink light. And imagine this pink energy in any shade that is coming to you, like a light rose quartz, just barely pink. Perhaps it's this hot, fiery pink that's coming in. Just allow it to infuse through your root chakra, clearing and cleaning all of those familial patterns, those feelings, those feeling bad, those fearful patterns, those big, strong feelings of anger and frustration, and letting those just be transmuted by this beautiful pink light right now. Allowing that pink light to move up through the hips into the low back, just circling around any cells that feel like they need a little energy, any areas that feel blocked, any areas that feel stiff, or there may have been pain being held in there, any energies that have past held pain, those discs that like to get a little bit swollen, or maybe those discs that are just squished right together through those bones. Imagine the cells expanding through those discs and healing and cleaning, clearing through every disc in your spine, almost like it's It's plunking up through each disc, going all the way up to the back of your neck, right to the back of your head, allowing your cerebral spinal fluid to collect this beautiful pink energy and allow it to move through every bone in your skull, through every little suture line through your skull, expanding your crown as this light moves up and fills your belly. Breathing again in through the nose, expanding that belly with the breath in, relaxing those pelvic floor muscles as you breathe out through your mouth. Relaxing all the muscles that you're sitting on. Are your hips tight right now? Allowing every muscle in your hips to relax as your whole belly fills with this beautiful pink light. Expanding up into your rib cage, that lower rib cage, where it's maybe felt like it was being squeezed, where there's that lack of support that comes in to play. We're just going to allow it to clean, clear, transmute all of those cells in your whole rib cage as you feel your lungs expand with the next breath in. Breathing that light up. As you breathe in, it's almost like it's priming the pump. It's just pulling that energy up. It's drawing it even stronger from the earth. And as it moves up through your heart and your shoulders, your arms, your wrists, every fingertip, your elbows, just allowing it to expand every cell. And moving up into that throat chakra and your jaw, allowing all of that beautiful pink energy to swirl around with that healing love energy. And allowing it to expand with the next breath in up into your third eye, priming it right up into your forehead, where you may actually feel pressure coming in your forehead. Almost like someone's pushing on it. There's a pressure that happens when that third eye, that pineal gland, starts to unfold and expand and decalcify. And as you get up to the crown, I want you to imagine this beautiful cabin that you're at. And you're outside standing at the fire, but you know there's all these people inside. There's all these people that are waiting. They're having fun. You can hear laughter. Imagine being at a cabin, a little getaway. Perhaps it's for the holidays, and it's all of the people that you have manifested into your life. I want you to imagine right now that all of these people are there. And I want you to actually utilize this moon's energy as it starts to intensify, as you start to feel your body almost shake, as this moon's energy starts to just overtake your whole crown, like it's basking you in white light, golden light, beautiful orange white moonlight that's just like this spotlight that's warming every cell from the top as the bottom simply expands. And just feel these two lights merge, just as Gemini's energy merges with feminine and masculine energy. Feel these two lights merge in your body, and as they do, they start to light up this beautiful blueprint map that you were born with. Your birthrights, those energies, those maps that you had, that you designed before you ever entered this earth's plane. And I want you to imagine that before you were born, the superconscious field, your soul's journey, had this gorgeous plan. And you're up there planning this beautiful blueprint for you to be born. And you can see yourself up there, and you can see the hand of God literally open up. And in the hand, there's this beautiful pile of fairy dust, of sparkly magic fairy dust. And together with God, you both take a nice deep breath and make a wish for you and your soul's journey. And you together blow on this dust. And what it does is it lands on this expansive map, this expansive blueprint that you can finally see. It's almost like there's little lights that are landing all over this blueprint. This is your true soul's journey, your true blueprint that was always meant for you, designed perfectly in the absolute perfect way and perfect order to expand the human consciousness and the human collective energy, but to also expand in the energies of every field out there, galactic energies, planetary energies, animal and spirit energies, ascended guide energies. And I want to call in Archangel Michael from the south right now. Imagine yourself facing south as you just expand this beautiful moon's energy and this star energy, feeling Mars's energy just light up and Neptune's beautiful direct energy, sprinkling your intuition, lighting up those little stars on your blueprint and on your map. So bright, you never even knew there was so many. And feel the fire that you're standing beside, this beautiful campfire that's at your cabin. There may be a few people down there joining you, a few souls that are connected so deeply with you that want to experience this meditation with you in this energy. And knowing how connected they are, understanding that they can be there in parts with you right now. You can hold hands with them, you can just feel them, you can hear them laughing, you can feel their light, you can feel the joy. And I want you to think of one thing right now, that if this was, say, 6 months from now, I want you to bring to light one thing that you did to allow these people, to allow this moment to be going on right now, to have all these beautiful energies with you. What is one thing that you would have done looking back 6 months from now to allow this space for these people, for this energy, for this collective oneness, for this feeling of such acceptedness and peace and love? What is something that you did to just allow yourself to experience this, to be even in the abundance, this true abundant self, this abundant soul that paid for this cabin so that everyone could be there, that arranged for this all to happen, creating these ripples? Discover this blueprint, discover this beauty that was inside of you that allowed these people to finally be with you in this way. Perhaps these people have been with you all along, but you're experiencing them like you never have before. How are you experiencing your partners, your friends, your soulmates, your twin flames? Are you allowing them in a way you never have before? Are you feeling their energy? Are you feeling the deservingness of this? This is who you were meant to be and where you were meant to be. This moon is lighting up this divine blueprint of originally where you were meant to be, literally transporting you to this timeline of true love and abundance and manifestation. I'm bringing in, with the element of air, Archangel Raphael. Imagine yourself facing east and absorbing all the east energy, all the healing, all the reclaiming of your power, all of the intuition that you have, really allowing yourself to embrace that, being that powerful creator, imagining the ripple effect of allowing yourself to be the healer you really know you are, the person you really know that you are, the energy that you know you have to share from a full cup, allowing Archangel Raphael to help you fill this cup right now. Imagine this air as you breathe in, just exonerating this energy coming from this ascended master in every way, feeling the breeze on your face, feeling the air touch your skin. Imagine yourself turning to the north now. Imagine Archangel Uriel being right beside you. This is the element of the earth. This is where your feet are grounded to. This is where you are meant to be. This is no mistake that you are exactly where you are at this moment. Allowing this beautiful archangel to show you what you are capable of on this earth, to show you the earthly manifestations, the bringing of the 5D, the 7D, the appreciation, the gratitude on this energetic level. Allow this to manifest in your 3D world, in your earthly body, connecting to this divine soul that you are, that you know you are, that you feel on a daily basis. Feeling the stability, feeling the balance, the masculine, the feminine energy of having one foot in each world and creating that beautiful harmony, that yin and yang, just allowing that to envelop your every cell, that groundedness, that stability, that structure that you know you've been building, and allow that to infuse every cell of your body. And moving into water, moving into Archangel Gabriel, allowing yourself to face the west and allow yourself to feel that cleansing water, that lake, that beautiful babbling brook perhaps that you're standing beside that is right outside this cabin. Allow yourself to feel that beautiful water energy literally showering down like the moonlight, cleansing, cleaning, clearing anything in your system that's been holding you back, washing it away so easily and so purely with beautiful white light. Allowing that to feel like water simply being poured from the moon directly onto your body, directly over your crown. Imagine that feeling like it's caressing every hair on your head. Imagine it dripping down your face and your neck. Imagine it moving down over your shoulders and literally draping every single cell in this beautiful water element energy. Allowing any healing in the body that needs to be healed, allowing this water to almost be baptizing you, bringing you to this new birth that you're experiencing right now under this full moon, being ready to shine like you never have before, like a true newborn baby starting over with a completely blank slate. And in this state, I want you to imagine sitting by the fire, feeling this fire's energy. I want you to imagine in your mind's eye that you're sitting and you've decided to just write something down on a paper that you can simply write down and toss into the fire as one of these last things that you know is ready to just shift from your body, from your mind, from your soul. Perhaps it's a timeline jump. Perhaps it's a healing of the body. Perhaps it's a healing of the soul. Perhaps it's allowing yourself to let go of behaviors that you know just aren't fitting. It could be anything. And I want you to imagine asking yourself, what is the one thing I am ready to release in this full moon? And make this commitment to yourself by allowing yourself to write it on the paper. Picture the words, picture the language coming out, whether it's you can hear it, you can see it, you can just feel it. And imagine yourself just writing this out on the paper. With this December beautiful full moon, I am ready to release, change, let go of. Perhaps it's a feeling. Perhaps you are just ready to let go of feeling bad, feeling sad. Perhaps you're just ready to move up and move on. for your true ascension, to get back to this beautiful blueprint that you can now see with these sparkles all over it. I want you to take that piece of paper, and when you're ready, I want you to fold it, I want you to crumple it, I want you to do whatever you like with it, with this beautiful message of what you're ready to let go of. And I want you to just simply place it in the campfire. I want you to take a nice deep breath, and as you imagine your blueprint, your true soul's purpose, your true soul's blueprint that was made for you when you and God took this handful of sparkles and blew it, I want you to notice that this blueprint actually looks like a map of a planet, of our planet, of Earth. And I want you to notice where these sparkles fell. Did they all kind of clump together in one area? Did those sparkles expand across the world? There may be places that you need to go. Are there places or countries or names of places in this world that you are meant to visit, that you have work to do in, with, for? Allow those names to be shown to you. Allow those things to be shown to you, those beautiful gifts and skills that you hold that not anyone else has the exact same link up of gifts or lessons or teachings. Knowing that every layer that has been uncovered, every lesson that has been learned is part of this divine blueprint. And it is all there for you to see in the most illicit way. The moon is now intensifying, lighting it up. And I want you to imagine that energy from your body plunge from the earth and just pour from the sky down into your body as it's amplified even more right now. And I want you to look back towards that cabin where there's simply a party going on, where people are starting, you can almost hear your name. They're starting to look for you. You can hear music started, maybe some musician friends of yours that are starting to play. You can hear the rhythms of maybe people playing some drums, or maybe just the rhythms of laughters. Maybe you're hearing dishes clank as they're starting to get dinner served. And I want you to allow the superconscious field to sprinkle in all the names, faces, and places that are set up in your divine blueprint. Imagine those people that are in that cabin right now. Perhaps it's even loved ones that have passed. Just allowing your body, mind, and spirit to feel every soul that's meant to be in this divine timeline, in this divine blueprint with you. Allow those faces to be lit up by this moon's energy. Allow even parts of their hair or their face that you remember. Perhaps there's people you haven't even seen yet. And I want you to jump forward a whole year. This cabin is persistent. These people are persistent. What is still there a year from now that you have manifested in this true form of abundance, knowing that you are abundance? We came in abundant. We came in being able to achieve and believe anything is possible, allowing us to get back to that divine blueprint. I want you to roll up that blueprint, that map. I want you to bring it to your heart. I want you to hold it in your heart. I want you to feel it. Start to become one with your body so it can never be misplaced, so that it can never be diverted from this original timeline, this original blueprint that we were meant for, this soul's journey, this purpose that we were brought into this world for. Forgetting about all those things we heard, allowing some of those things that we were told that we know now, they've been uncovered this year, they're not true. Allowing nothing but the truth to settle into our hearts. And I want you to just envision yourself walking up towards the cabin, up towards these people, hearing the cheers, hearing the welcome. Yay, you're back in. We thought you left. And allowing the people that were on the beach, on this beautiful journey with you, to come in with you. And as you open the door to the cabin, I just want you to feel that warmth and that acceptance of being exactly where you are and exactly where you need to be, like you've never known before. Taking a moment to just embrace this beauty, embrace this happiness, embrace this appreciation of all these people around you, knowing that time is short, knowing that life is precious, knowing that you're ready to not waste any more time. I'd love for you to just ask the superconscious field in this beautiful state what an action step is that you could make in these next few weeks as we wrap up 2022 to truly move towards this divine blueprint, to truly keep on the path of our heart. And we can ask the superconscious field to show us all the ways that we can experience true abundance, making a wish for yourself to allow yourself to be on that frequency you want to be on. And for just a moment, sending some collective healing energy out with all these people around you, with all this energy lighting up and amplifying you even more, feeling that moonlight just shining on the cabin, looking out the window at the water, at the fire, at the moon, feeling all of those beautiful natural energies, the ascended masters there beside you, within you. Sending healing energy out to anybody that needs it right now. If we have sick loved ones, family members that are under the weather, people that are just struggling with anything right now. Knowing that you have a full cup, that you're not experiencing this struggle anymore. You're only experiencing this joy, this love, and allowing it to ripple out. Allow it to ripple out as far as it needs to go, whether it's hours away, thousands of kilometers away, or right to your next door neighbor, people you just appreciate, people that you love, people that have been kind to you. And feeling that ability to just be kind, to just spread kindness and love and appreciation for every moment, taking every moment, every segment throughout this next few weeks to do nothing but exhibit love, kindness, softness, balance. Taking a few nice deep breaths, a few grounding breaths in through your nose, filling that belly up, out through the mouth, allowing that energy to just tingle all the way through, allowing that moon to amplify any more layers that need to be seen in the most beautiful and safest way. Any teachings that you need from the field in this moment right now. Take a moment to ask any questions you need answered right now, to send that love out as far as you need to send it. Imagine it moving past your fingertips, past the city that's around you, past the country that's around you, to every single sparkle on that blueprint that you saw. Allow this beautiful energy to just expand, and just ask the ways that you can truly be the architect of this blueprint that's been given to you right now. Ask to be shown all the ways. If they don't show up right now, they will in this next week, in these next couple of days. Feel that energy just moving through your body. And with those last few breaths, whenever you're ready, you can come on back, wiggle a finger, wiggle a toe, and just continue to breathe and just allow that blueprint to settle into your heart. Knowing you can literally roll it out, put your finger on the map anywhere you want to go, and literally be there at any moment in time. Just thank all the beautiful energies, the moon's energies, the stars, the planets, our ascended masters that showed up for us today in every direction. They're like pillars that just hold us strong, that allow that energetic wobble that can happen sometimes to simply be balanced out, to simply be recalibrated. I feel like my crystal's vibrating on my neck right now. It's quite interesting. I've got little shakes going on in my body. Notice the things that are happening in yours. Your body will release when it's releasing, especially on a full moon. You'll notice it's almost like you're vibrating from the inside, or like you almost get kind of shaky. I've actually had where my arms I was lying down during a meditation once, and my arms started raising up, and I couldn't control it. They were vibrating and raising. It was really freaky. It was quite cool. But know that your body will do these things to allow the body to release. You'll have little gurgles in the stomach, or little burps, yawns, sneezes, coughs. All of a sudden, things will just kind of start moving through the body. And after this meditation, if anyone has an opportunity to do a little bit of writing, or perhaps even have a nice Epsom salts bath, a good soak, allow yourself to ground in that water, because in the tundra, like I was saying here, it's harder to ground, get out in the walk in the, in the beautiful nature. We just go there in meditation with a fire instead. But even in the tundra, I love going out for a walk at night, and especially in this full moon, and feeling the crunch of the snow and the ice under my feet. It's so grounding. But I feel like grounding is a big message that I want to just pass on to you guys right now, to really ground at every moment you get. Even if you don't have time to meditate, take a couple minutes to simply feel yourself connect with the earth like that. Imagine those roots growing out of the bottoms of your feet. Feel your feet on the ground, and allow yourself to really get grounded, to really just recalibrate. Sometimes we don't have 5 or 10 minutes to sit and meditate, or we can't quite get our heart or our mind to kind of cooperate with shutting down, but we can absolutely ground ourselves in whatever way. Water is one of the most grounding ways that we can do. A weighted blanket, we can reset our nervous system. A swim, go for a swim, or one of those salt spas, or get grounded in any way that you can. So glad to have you all in this beautiful space, this beautiful collective energy. I'll say welcome to Chris, because he popped in just at the perfect timing, like always, being able to just jump into this meditation. I'll send you the replay too, so that you can catch up on the cosmic update of all the stuff going on in this incredible Gemini moon. But it truly is knowing that we're change makers in our word, whether it's written, whether it's with tongue. And that means within ourselves, even if we're just talking to ourselves. Notice those words you're saying to ourselves. And I felt kindness keep coming in. And I feel like the kindness is what we need to finally give ourselves, to truly allow that soul's journey, that energy to be able to really, really integrate, is to just be so kind to ourselves. Those boundaries will be no problem to set when we're being kind to ourselves. That is true self-love. It's just being so kind to ourselves. I'm going to stop the recording now in case anyone has any questions. Sending love to everyone across the world right now.